Hi, Eric. Glad you're here.
Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Tonight, potentially controversial subject to many. We're talking about the late Ike Turner. Yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of his death. And all I got to say is, I'm just going to say it from the outset, is that there are two sides to every story. And we've all heard Tina's side of it. And tonight, Deb and I are spending some time, and we're going to tell you guys the rest of the story. But but anyway, it's really interesting. You talk about Ike Turner and the Wikipedia page. Is that Ike's and it does actually talk about Ike. Of course, now when you get to the personal life part of it, that's when it gets to what's love got to do with it land.
Tina.
Pretty much. And how he was parodied in popular culture.
You know what? Audrey Turner recently wrote a song for Ike, and there's this fabulous line in it where it's a love song for Ike.
Mm-hmm.
And this one line in there says, "What's love got to do with it? Everything." The song is incredible. Audrey Turner.
Well, she like you even said, she's phenomenal in her own right. She truly is, and the music she did with Black Angel was just fabulous.
Well, not only as a singer, she writes as well.
Mm-hmm.
And,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see, Eric knows who she is. Awesome. I told her she's one of the music industry's best kept secrets.
She is. But she really is.
She said that's partly because of Ike, because he was very protective of her and kept her, kept the media away from her. Which, yeah, I could see where Ike and the band could do that. Mm-hmm. Right, and I could see why they would do that, just to protect her.
Okay. I've got a picture on the slideshow right now. I just paused it. It's Ike and Audrey Turner, Ron and Joe Wood, okay? Think back to the movie What's Love Got to Do with It? And Ike is portrayed by this large, hulking,
Yeah.
Okay. And Tina, this little tiny little woman, right? Okay, look at this picture. You look at this picture. Ike is the same size as everybody else in the damn picture. As we've no, Eric, it sucks. Don't waste your time.
Eric, I have seen pieces of it, and I couldn't even sit through the whole thing because long before I ever knew Black Angel or Audrey, I saw a few minutes of it, and I thought, this is a load of crap. I mean, really, it's just a load of crap. Mm-hmm. Nobody would stay in that situation for years and years and years, and we're talking 18 years. Surely somebody would have stepped in and done something to help her, either the hospital, the police, her family, friends, like, maybe Mick Jagger, Keith Richards,
Right.
Somebody would have stepped in to help her over that 18 years if what that movie portrayed was what typical life was like.
Right.
It was just, no, I cannot buy it. I just can't.
Right. But no, you look at this picture. Ike is portrayed as this big hulking guy, Tina this little gal. You look at this picture, everybody's the same size, about the same height. And in real life, Ike stood about 5'5", Tina stood about 5'4". So, again, draw your own conclusion. All I have to say, and it's the same thing I said at the beginning of the show, is keep an open mind and form your own opinion. But listen to both sides of the story.
Yeah.
But,
well, the movie's the popular side.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it's not popular to say that a wife beater might have actually been okay. And again, I'm not condoning that at all. Hell no.
No,
but
and I certainly wouldn't.
No. Oh, I know you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are two sides to every story. And all I ask is that, we especially talk about Ike Turner, amongst other things, but tonight we're talking about Ike, is that get the other side of the story, because there is always more to it than you will ever know. But Ike Turner, okay, his actual music career began in earnest in the late 40s when he formed a group which he christened the Kings of Rhythm. In 1951, the band recorded what some historians have debated as the first rock and roll record with Rocket 88. It was credited to Jackie Brenston and his Delta Cats. This band did not actually exist. Brenston was actually the band's saxophonist and the lead vocalist of the song, and on the original Chess release was listed as the song's writer. Rocket 88 was produced at some Sun Studio in Memphis by Sam Phillips, coincidentally the same guy who discovered Elvis Presley. Here's a fun fact I didn't know, is that the record was one of the first examples of guitar distortion, which happened by accident when one of the amplifiers was dropped before the recording. The amplifier was sitting on top of a car, which was occupied by one of the band members. When the band member got out and shut the door, the amplifier slid off the car and a speaker was punctured. So they brought it inside, and they fixed it with a piece of paper and tape. I wonder if it was duct tape.
And I think that car was the Rocket 88.
It might have been. But that's what ended up creating the distortion. This amplifier still stands today in Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee.
Beautiful.
Isn't it? Ike and the Kings of Rhythm settled in the local fame in St. Louis, where the band locally recorded for a St. Louis label and even appeared on local television shows. Now, see, this is the big difference between Ike and a lot of these other musicians. Ike on his own did not make it big. And I think this is why Tina is given such credibility. Because if it wasn't, if Ike hadn't discovered Tina, which, okay, and let's make sure we make that fact straight, Ike discovered Tina. And if it wasn't for Ike Turner, there would be no Tina Turner.
Not only
she
that,
would
but
still
if
be Anna Mae Bullock, living in Nutbash, Tennessee.
If Tina had not done that movie, I'm curious as to where Ike's career would have gone had he not been destroyed by that movie. Because he did win a Grammy just months before he passed away.
Absolutely. He won his first solo Grammy in the Best Traditional Blues Album category for the album Rising with the Blues, which was a collaboration between Turner and the rock band The Black Keys, and Gorillaz producer, which I guess is a band, Danger Mouse, which was expected in 2008, but obviously that never happened. And coincidentally, Ike was also supposed to do some recordings with Black Angel.
Well, something else they left out of that, on that Grammy Award-winning album, Audrey was the lead female vocalist on it, and I believe she sang lead on 4 songs on that album. But that wasn't mentioned there on...
No. And even Wikipedia doesn't mention it. And like I said, this could be written by anybody, but...
Yeah, Wikipedia left that little tidbit out, but happen to know that's true.
Oh, yeah. And you would know.
Well, yeah, Audrey told me, so...
You would know.
I think I got it from a reliable source.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, bar none. But, it's really interesting, this is the man that, if it wasn't for Ike Turner, a lot of things that we know wouldn't exist. Rock and roll as we know it would not exist. And,
reliable source.
Yeah, Eric, I would credit Audrey Turner as being a reliable source.
Yeah.
She has for the simple fact that she has no reason to lie about it. Wasn't for my hatred of the recording industry, I might actually buy that album.
I know. I
almost wants me to make me break my vow.
I would love to have it, but man, I bet it's on an RIAA label.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
And I know for a fact Ike is with BMI.
Yes. So, okay, here's some Ike trivia. He was elected to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Tina in '91. His repertoire included blues, soul, rock, and funk. He has 4 known children. And yes, he did die of a crack cocaine overdose at age 76, which was also complicated by emphysema and hypertension.
Well, that is being disputed by the family.
Really?
Yes, one of his daughters, I know for a fact, said that is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. Now, I don't know. This is something I've not, discussed with JC or Audrey. Or,
right.
It was an article, actually several articles that I had read where he has a daughter that's saying that is just untrue, totally untrue. Yeah, for real. He got up that morning and had breakfast, and he went back to bed. And that was the last time anybody ever saw him alive.